Yeah, the excitement has reached fever pitch. The 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations is here. No more waiting. Yeah. On that note, we welcome you to Sport Africa. Of course, no more countdown. Of course, we are looking at the tournament proper. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls, the kickoff is about to begin. My name is Asha Femi. James Agberebi and Kyle, they are here. And of course, today we'll be looking at the preview of the game between Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau, who will be getting the tournament underway in some hours from now. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Femi. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Happy to be here. Looking forward to the opening game between Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau.
All right, okay. Some reports coming from the camp of the Fecafoot, or the Indomitable Lions, I should say. Vincent Abubakar is a doubt for AFCON now. And coincidentally, the Indomitable Lions, the 5-time winners, they touched down in Cote d'Ivoire yesterday in a very amazing attire showing on your screen. And I think it was in the evening during the training session that Vincent Abubakar picked up that injury. And the way it is sounding right now, it is not looking good. And Song will be under a lot of thinking right now. We'll keep our fingers crossed as far as that is concerned to know what the Fecafoot will be saying regarding that. Of course, yesterday we also saw Mali, as you can see on your screen. They just neighbors. They touched down in Cote d'Ivoire in very beautiful African attire, just like Nigeria, the Gambia, Guinea, Ghana, and the likes. So it is a beautiful display of the African heritage right there. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Today, the Ivory Coast will be kicking off this wonderful tournament that we all cannot wait to see the opening ceremony. Of course, our Nigeria's own Yemi Alade will be among the artists that will be performing in the opening ceremony. That game is going to take place at the beautiful Olympic Stadium of Bingpe. It's a beautiful work of engineering. Kyle, let's look at the squad. I know you've talked about the Ivorians and that the squad is maybe majorly comprised of new faces, but you will expect the likes of Frank Essien, Nicolas Pepe, Sergio Reyes, Sebastian Heller, and the likes to take leadership in this group that is comprised of majorly young faces.
Well, for me, I think they should, if every other thing doesn't work, the support of the young fans, the determination to win, should push them through the line. I expect them to beat Guinea, and all things being equal, not winning would be like a disaster of sorts for me. And the last time Ivory Coast won, Ivory Coast hosted, that was 40 years ago exactly today. They won their opening game 3-0 against Togo, who was it that they played. So you expect a repeat of that. And for me, like I said, the longer we are able to keep Ivory Coast in the competition, the better for the viewership experience, because you expect them to have a full house wherever they play. So if they start defaulting from the first game, you could be sure that by the time they play their last game and they are not sure of qualifying, you might see that the fans will lose interest. So the only way to keep the interest, the local interest in the competition, is for Ivory Coast to keep on doing well. So all things being equal, I expect them to win today.
All right, James, before we go into the start for Cote d'Ivoire and for Guinea-Bissau, let's look at Ali Gasset. The journey starts for him today, and they will have to justify the staggering $108,000 he earns every month, because it is a lot of money if you are in Africa. Now, the fans wouldn't just want them to win against Guinea-Bissau, because, as a matter of fact, the start for Guinea-Bissau in AFCON is not really good. The pedigree isn't there for them. Ivorian fans at the stadium wouldn't just want their side to win. They want them to play good football as well.
Yes, fans can be very demanding. Even when you win, sometimes they will let you know that the manner of which you won was not satisfying. You can never satisfy them. So expectation will be very high from the fans, and the good thing is at least they will play against a team that on paper you expect them to defeat. You know, so for me, I think this should be the very first time they will meet in a competitive game. I think the last time they met, the only time they've met was it should be like in the WAFU Championship, which Ivory Coast won 4-1. You know, so that was in that was in 2001, way back 2001. They just, you know, so they've not really crossed paths before. So this should be a big test for especially Guinea-Bissau, you know, but playing against the host nation, the pressure and everything that will come with it. So I don't know how they're going to survive it, because the crowd will come all out to get the most important 3 points, because the game against Nigeria, you know, you don't want them to go into the game against.
Sorry, James. If you saw the droves of Guinea-Bissau fans that have also trooped into the stadium, are they being played? It's by now. I know by now the stadium should be warming up to some of the fans. They also have a large contingent of fans who are there, you know, because of the contiguous nature of those countries. So it's almost going to be like a 60-40 kind of supportership at the stadium.
No, I think the home fans will have more than 80% of the number of fans that will make up, that will turn up. You know, so it's going to be advantage the host. You know, so how the Guinea-Bissau were able to weather the storm. You know, especially playing the host nation in the opening game, the pressure will be seriously on them. You know, so let's hope for a good opening game. Just like what Kai did, you always want the host team to get over the good start and go far in the competition, because of you know the typical African way of doing things. Once the host team is out, that's the end of the competition. You know, the turnout will be so. You know, so last time Cameroon got to the semi-final, even though they didn't win, but got to the final. So so for me, for the opening game, I'm going with the Ivory Coast. The opening game of Guinea-Bissau, that would be too much for a small team like that.
Okay, quickly, I read the stats to you. It is a no-brainer. The head-to-head is no-brainer. But if you look at the pedigree, like I said, Ivory Coast, they are unbeaten in their last 12 opening games. The opening game, the last time they suffered the opening game defeat was against Ghana in the 1996 AFCON. Then they've only failed to score in 3 of the last 20 opening matches at the AFCON. Guinea-Bissau have never won a game at the AFCON. That is terrible. You know, they've drawn 3, lost 6, and Guinea-Bissau they failed to score in their last 2 appearances at the AFCON. They failed to score, not to even talk of a draw or something. The Ivory Coast, of course, they have a pedigree, making their 25th appearance. Why Guinea-Bissau? This is their 4th. The head-to-head is even more than that of David and Goliath.
Like you said, this is an unevenly matched battle between a so-called Goliath and a Lilliputian. But like you know, this is football, and I've said all through the countdown that hosting the AFCON is like a double-edged sword. You could host to win, which means it is a blessing, or you could host and it will become a burden that is too much for you to bear. So for me, at first glance, you are likely to give the game to the host country because of their pedigree, because of the current, even their current squad. They far outnumber what Guinea are able to, what Guinea-Bissau are able to put together. But like I've also said, we cannot afford not to look at history. And in the history of the AFCON, the host country have not always triumphed. As a matter of fact, a total in all of the AFCONs, there have been 3 times that the host country have failed to win. They've lost their opening game, and they've drawn like about 5 or 6 times. So I do not see this. If you are one who believes in history and you believe in superstition and everything, you are likely to think, well, what if the Ivorians also succumb to the pressure of the home fans, because the home fans will be very, very demanding. They will not want, they want a very perfect start to the competition, but are they able to pull this together? That's what we wait to see this afternoon. But like I tell you, and let me quickly correct one thing, there's no way that the opposition will have as much fans as you've not seen Ivorians and their football. They are way, way, way crazier than most countries in Africa when it comes
Okay,
to
I
supporting their
surrender.
team. Yes.
Okay,
So there is no way
okay,
they are going to be they are going to have equal number of fans in the stadium. They will totally outnumber and outshout the opposition. That I can assure you today.
okay. James, as we wrap up on this preview for the opening game of the 34th edition of AFCON, and those beautiful stadiums, they are showing on your screen right now. It's a lot of work. How I will be taking you on that. James, let's look at this game. We wouldn't expect this game to be the test of the quality in this Ivorian side, isn't it?
Not really.
Maybe the game against Nigeria will actually bring out what we'll be seeing in the side.
Exactly. That's why they will want to do everything possible to make sure they get all the 3 points against Guinea-Bissau, because they know that the next game is going to be battle royale for them. So they will do everything possible to just get off on the winning note. You know? So that's why I said Guinea-Bissau will be off and puff, but I don't think they have what it takes to withstand the pressure and everything that will come in the opening game. You know, so they'll put up a good fight. You know, the first game is always very feisty, but I don't think they have enough to stop the Ivorians from getting all 3 points. But it's going to be a disaster if, even though they pull up a point, they get a point. It's going to be a disaster. They want to get off to a perfect start, and I see them achieving that.
We wouldn't be expecting a riot in the stadium if Guinea-Bissau gets a draw, right, James?
No.
Angry reaction from the fans.
They may just vent their anger on their own players, but to go to the extreme, starting to vandalize stuff, I don't think so. I mean, that would be a bad image, bad publicity for the competition. So we don't want any of that.
Okay. Kyle, lastly, as we wrap up on the preview, the Ivorians, the government of Ivory Coast, as well as the local organizing committee and the Confederation of African Football, they've put a lot of things in place regarding safety. Remember the disaster that happened in Cote d'Ivoire just a few years ago, where many fans lost their lives. They've worked on that. And look at the stadium, of course, the C stadia rolling on the screen. It seems it's a block on what Cameroon did the last time.
Well, one must give credit to the Ivorian government, especially in Africa, where you hardly get enough returns on your investment in competitions like this. If we're to be in Europe, you know that even before the first ball is kicked, they would have made a sizable chunk of that investment back. But the fact that these facilities are put together, of course, it will have a spillover effect on the game in Ivory Coast, because those stadia will be put to use as even after the competition. We've seen that in South Africa and other parts of the country. It's a good way. Hosting is a good way of providing facilities that ordinarily wouldn't have been provided in the first place. So I would say thank you to the government of Ivory Coast. Thank you to CAF, because CAF has also been very, very supportive in this, and hopefully this should open the way for other African countries to also be able to provide and maintain facilities in their countries.
Guys, thank you so much for the journey so far. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this preview for the opening game of the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Before we go, let's take a quickly scoreline. Kyle is going to be, we expect a total dominance from Cote d'Ivoire. What would you be predicting as a scoreline?
I expect Ivory Coast to win by a 2-goal margin. 2-0, 3-1. That's my expectation.
Okay. James?
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Guinea-Bissau. All right.
No,
so tomorrow, Okay, so tomorrow there are three mouth-watering matches on the card. We'll be having Nigeria. They will be kicking off their campaign. They will be starting the day, as a matter of fact, against Equatorial Guinea. Then the game that everyone in Ghana has been waiting for, it will be the Black Stars taking on Cape Verde, and of course we'll be having Egypt versus Mozambique. We'll be bringing you the preview of that game tomorrow by the grace of God. So I don't know what you're expecting in this AFCON. Please indicate that in the comment section. And are you satisfied with the organizing of this competition? What do you think CAF should have done better? I don't know, but some African journalists who are already on ground, they've said almost everything is near perfect. So we expect that the tournament will go as smooth as expected. Tomorrow we'll be seeing you with the preview of those three matches that will be taking place tomorrow, Sunday. That is January 14th, by the grace of God. I remain Ashalolu Afemikade. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click on that notification button. This is the time that you can't even afford to miss any of our videos, because we'll be dropping the latest from the camp of each of these, even before they kick a ball at the tournament. So please click on that notification button so that you get the video as soon as they drop. And please share the videos. Thank you so much for all your support. We do not take that lightly. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.